Hi, and welcome to week 1 of our 6-week program. Today we are talking all about cleaning products, and I'm going to share with you what I use to clean my home and different tips and tricks I've got for cleaning different parts of the home. So what we're going to do, what I encourage you to do, is to get 2 buckets, one that's going to have all of your chemical-free cleaning products in there that you're going to continue to use, and one that you're going to put all the products that you're going to discontinue using. Now, as much as I don't like to be wasteful, I don't see a place for chemical cleaners in the home, especially when we know that they're harmful for our family. And so instead of encouraging you to use those or phase them out, I would suggest just removing them from the house. We also know that they tend to off-gas through their products, even if they're not being used, through the plastic bottles, even through the sealed bottles, which is why you can smell them so strongly when you walk down the cleaning aisle in a supermarket. So I'm going to go straight into what I use for cleaning in the kitchen. I always use a microfiber cloth for my dishes. I find a microfiber cloth will clean just about anything in the house. A microfiber cloth is great at removing, food, even oils, and it will still pick up any bacteria from things like chicken and that. But if you've got something that's quite oily, then I'd suggest using a little bit of dishwashing liquid. And for that, I use the Abode range. Their products are absolutely amazing. They were created by a building biologist. Now, the Abode, these are about $6.50 each. You won't find them in the shopping centre, but you will find them in health food stores. And I'm going to give you a link to some places where you can purchase the Abode range for, because I really do think it's probably the best there is on the market. So a little bit of dishwashing liquid. When it comes to cleaning the kitchen itself, I don't actually use any sprays or any cleaners. I just use a microfiber cloth, and I find that the microfiber cloth will last me around about a week before I need to stick it in the dishwasher, in the washing machine. So I do have a few of them, just so that I've always got one on hand for when I'm cleaning. When it comes to things like the cooker, I tend to use a paste, which is just a mix of a little bit of vinegar and some bicarb, and I use my trusty little scrubber and I go around everything, clean it off with a microfiber cloth, and then give it a good rinse. And I find that pretty much takes care of everything. Stainless steel products in the kitchen, I tend to use the lime green microfiber cloth, which you can purchase through me as well. That's the same one that we use for glass, and that helps to get rid of any of the fingerprints or anything like that. You'll also notice that as you go through and start cleaning things, that the film from the cleaning products that you've previously been using start to come off, and you'll find that no longer getting so many dirty fingerprints and that kind of thing showing up on, especially on your stainless steel products in the house. So that's pretty much the kitchen. Now for the bathroom. The bathroom, I use a slightly different microfiber cloth. This one is a little bit tougher when it comes to getting rid of things like soap scum or toothpaste around the sink, anything that gets stuck in the bathroom. So what I do is I use a squeegee, not this one, I've got one that just has just the plain squeegee on it. They're around about $2. And as I get out of the shower, I just go down the walls and try and dry that down a bit and go over it really quickly with a microfiber cloth. It literally takes me around about 10 seconds to do, but it reduces the amount of water and moisture that's in the bathroom, and that is great, especially if you've got ensuite bathrooms, because we know that there is so much moisture generated in the bathroom, and that goes through the rest of the house. Now, the bathroom is the place where we most commonly get molds, which needs to be addressed, obviously. So for that, I use a spray bottle. I fill it up with a bit of white vinegar, and I use a few drops of dishwashing liquid. The reason being is that when mold grows, it forms a little film over the top of it so that it's protected, and the dishwashing liquid will help remove that biofilm, so that then the rest of the ingredients, like the vinegar and when I can find it, the oregano oil, here it is, the oregano oil that we're going to put a couple of drops in as well, help actually kill the mold itself. So when it comes to mold, the key thing is to kill it and then physically remove it. Using a microfiber cloth, will help remove the mould. A lot of people are under the assumption that bleach is the best thing for mould. Bleach works on mould by bleaching the mould. So the mould is still there, it hasn't gone anywhere, it's just that you can't see it. When we do this, the problem with that is that not only have we not solved the problem, but we're also giving the mould something to eat off. And so that we know that when we're treating things with bleach, we get in that cycle of having to keep bleaching over and over and over again every few weeks as the mould grows back and we can start to see it. So just to reiterate on that, a good microfiber cloth, a solution of vinegar, a little bit of dishwashing liquid, and a couple of drops of oregano oil is the best for the bathroom, and that would do all of the bathroom. When it comes to the toilet, I tend to use a bicarb and vinegar mixture, again making it into a paste, and then you can scrub the bowl with that. If you've got any stains or you want to use a little bit stronger disinfectant for that, I tend to use lemongrass, because lemongrass tends to get rid of any stains that you see on the bathroom or on the toilet itself. If you have a bath or a toilet that is particularly stained and you need to use something to help lighten the colour of that, my suggestion there would be to use straight hydrogen peroxide in a well ventilated space. The other things that you can use, and I have been known to use, is Enyo's calcium dissolver. I use that probably once every six to 8 weeks, and the reason being is that where I am we have a huge amount of calcium magnesium in the water, so we do get a lot of scaling on the bathroom, and I find that just helps to keep on top of it. It is an absolutely fantastic product, not something that I would use every day and not something that I would let my children clean with, but I think it's quite a nice compromise just to keep down the calcification that comes up on the shower screen and the shower itself. Also, if you have one of those toilets that has a brown film on the base of the toilet, then that can help, because often that is the calcium or the dissolved salts that are built up on the bottom there, and that can really benefit clearing that out without having to use any bleachers or anything like that. The mirror in the bathroom, on the windows, I tend to use one of these Enyo squeegees. These are a fantastic investment. They're probably one of the most expensive things that's in my cleaning range. But what you can do is you can just use a squeegee and a microfiber cloth, and then finish off with a good polishing microfiber cloth. There's no need to use any cleaners or any sprays. They really just smear everything. Going to the laundry, I definitely recommend this as a fantastic laundry product. It is by far my favourite wash. I occasionally might use EcoStore. That's probably the only product that I would buy from a commercial shopping centre. But yeah, definitely the Abode cleaning products, as far as washing powders and washing liquids go, definitely no fabric softeners. If you really are addicted to having your towels smell like something amazing, then I would suggest using this water-soluble eucalyptus. Again, it's a great product. You can just put a couple of drops in. It makes the house smell nice as well. So when we then look at things like dusting the house, again, a slightly damp microfiber cloth to go over. And this is basically the rule for everything. A slightly damp microfiber cloth, and then using a dry one over the top, just to make sure we're not leaving things wet and we're not creating any streaks or anything like that. Now, the biggest thing when it comes to making sure that the house is clean is keeping the dust load down. And so going over with a microfiber cloth every couple of days really doesn't take a lot of time, but what it does do is make sure that you're reducing the dust load, which means that you're reducing your exposure to things like heavy metals, pesticides, pet dander, all sorts of things that we find in the dust load of a home. The other thing that is really effective when it comes to cleaning the house and reducing the dust load and what we're being exposed to is to use a good vacuum cleaner. And I can't recommend enough buying a good vacuum cleaner with a HEPA filter on it. The motorised head is good if you've got like a shag pile or carpet or you have pets, but just a basic vacuum cleaner with a HEPA filter, because that will take out things like viruses, bacteria, all sorts of things out of the air. It will actually clean the air as you vacuum, as opposed to sucking it up and blowing and making those viruses and bacteria airborne as you're going along. Now, a good HEPA fitted vacuum cleaner will set you back at least $300. I think Miele start at around about $300, and I encourage you to use one with a bag so that it's simply removed and chucked out. The HEPA filter needs to be changed at least every 12 months for it to be working effectively. Dysons do some great vacuum cleaners as well, but they tend to be bagless, which means that whoever's emptying that then becomes exposed to all of those airborne allergens and chemicals and toxins. Recently, Kmart did come out with an $89 vacuum. I haven't tested it, but it is HEPA filter fitted. And if that's all that you can afford, then I would recommend changing over to something like that. But it is really important that you're using a vacuum cleaner with a HEPA filter. So that's pretty much all that I use in the house. So as you can see, so it's a few microfiber cloths, one for dusting, one for polishing and glass, one for the bathroom, the kitchen, and the dishes obviously is a separate one. Each week these go into a bag, like a bra bag, and get thrown in the washing machine, and then they're just aired out on the line. You need to make sure that you don't put them in the dryer. But with your dishwasher cloth, if you find that it starts to smell or gets a bit yucky, you'll need to give it a really good wash. Then you can pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds, and that will help clear off any bacteria and re-sterilise the microfiber cloth so that you can give it a good rinse out and then keep using it and prolong the life of it a little bit more. So in a nutshell, there's really not a lot that you need to purchase. As you change over to chemical-free cleaning, you'll notice how much you actually save in the house. I haven't really come across anything that I've needed to, well, I haven't come across anything that I've needed to use a chemical-based cleaner for. And I'm pretty sure my house is pretty clean. So any questions, feel free to email them through to me. Any specific questions on spot cleaning, little bits on carpet. Just for carpet, I do tend to use just a tiny bit of dishwashing liquid, and then I make sure that it's really, really well dried afterwards. So see how you go. Hopefully your keep bucket will end up nice and full of microfiber cloths and a few essential oils, and your discard bucket will see its way out to the bin and out of your house. So until next week, happy cleaning. Make sure you keep your windows open, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email them through to me, and I will try and get back to you as best I can. Thanks.